Thanks for stopping by. Today I have a horror first-person game for you in the form of Agony for the Xbox One. It was released in 2018 for consoles and PC, and apparently there's an improved version on Steam, and they also did a release on Switch, which is actually something I find alarming. This was one of the more graphic games that I've come across, and to just know that it's on the Switch seems kind of odd to me. I remember seeing previews for this game way back when it was being developed, and I really wanted to get my hands on a copy because it looked creepy and different. I was really interested. But when it released, it didn't have much of a splash. So I pretty much just waited until I could find a used copy. I figure if the game isn't knocking the socks off of people, it's worth waiting for. Based on what I experienced on this game early on, graphically, I think this game could have used more time baking in the oven. The first thing I noticed almost immediately was the screen tearing. Sometimes if you move around, you can see the graphics literally tear across the screen. It's not there every second, but it's definitely there. And I'm running the most advanced version of the Xbox One, and seeing any type of graphic problem like this is an issue. Now, this isn't a game that was released for the Xbox Series X and then ported backwards. Maybe you could expect some glitching in a case like that, because they had to sort of downgrade it, but this was native on the system, so I see this as a problem. Past this screen tearing, I really wish they toned down the nudity in this one. It just seems unnecessary in this game. It's overkill. Just put some of these characters in a loincloth and be done with it. It's a distraction, and it makes this video really difficult to sort of get footage for. I wanted to show something that's not just totally alarming, and it's been an effort. There are also a lot of things to read in this game. Tons of text, journal entries, stuff you pick up, it's all over. And I feel like they use the wrong sized font. It's difficult to read this sometimes on a big screen. Maybe it's because it's white text on a black background and I'm playing in a dark room, I don't know. But it just seems like it's a little more of an effort to read the size of this font than it should be. The loading times of this game are also not good. You can die pretty quickly in some areas, and it's really painful to have to sit through a long reload time just to get killed again really fast. That's unfortunate. I took a look at a walkthrough online, and based on that walkthrough, it appears as though I'm about halfway through the game, but I'm also at a stage where I just started possessing demons, and that's actually a confusing mechanic. I understand what's happening, but they move different, and they behave different. Actually, the whole game is confusing. I feel like I've been stumbling around this game for hours, just waiting for something to happen. It's strange. It's a first-person adventure where you're basically playing a tormented soul in hell. You're a spirit with no memories, and you're trying to survive and escape, I suppose. I like the idea. I think it's interesting. Everyone has a different and unique perspective on what a demonic afterlife would look like, so I'm definitely curious to know what this experience is supposed to be like. In this case, Agony is very heavy on this style, not as much on gameplay, and hopefully you like the style. The settings, the creatures, the objects, they're designed to be dark, decrepit, and in a lot of cases, organic. I think the word organic is probably the best descriptor. This pops out everywhere that I've seen. Scenery, there's going to be bones and muscle, sometimes part of the scenery, and there's going to be a general torturous vibe floating through the game. You're going to see body parts, blood, bone, nightmare stuff really, and it's lots of creepy sounds and wailing in the distance. This is not a happy place. It's also filled with tons of darkness, oranges, reds, colors like that you'd imagine for a setting like this, I think. The mazes, at least early on, they're really winding, and they're certainly confusing. With all the darkness and the limited colors, this one is a journey. There is this Blue Soul Guide light thing that you can launch from your hand that is supposed to set you off in the right direction if you get lost, but it takes energy, and you don't have an unlimited supply. But truthfully here, if this power didn't exist, I would be twice as lost in this game. I didn't know there was even the ability to climb certain things in this game, and I would have missed it totally if this power didn't show me. Also, in some places, the level flips around, like the ceiling becomes the floor, stuff like that. It works, and it's interesting. When it first happened, I was still super confused about what was going on, so it was kind of a shock. As a first-person game, the big question for me usually is around the weapons you use, right? Well, this isn't like a Doom game. you don't have a stack of weapons. As it turns out, what I thought was a first-person shooter isn't a shooter at all. It's just not the focus here. It's about sneaking around and possessing people and demons to advance. Definitely more of a puzzle survival game, and I can see that being rough on a lot of people. You're going to pull bones from fire pits, and it'll give you a little light from a torch. It can be used as a club a little bit, and it can set things on fire. So you're going to be burning certain things as you progress. There are some powers you get, or things you develop, that help you control demons in your path, but these take time to unlock and get to, and you upgrade these spots by using something called the Forbidden Fruit, and that's kind of clever, I guess, but it's not like they're everywhere. They're sort of hidden. It's definitely confusing. That's exactly how I felt the entire time I've been playing. I spent my initial 3 hours just wandering around the beginning of this game, just stepping through this nightmare, having no clue what I was supposed to do. It is not easy to understand what's going on. You're going to run into these creepy demons along the way, and you're going to find yourself doing a ton of hiding and holding your breath to let them walk by. The whole time this happens, I keep finding myself wishing I had a gun to shoot or a weapon of any sort. There's some story basics, I guess. You're a spirit with no memory. You are getting a backstory as the game progresses. You're finding stuff, and you're sort of understanding what your origins were. You're also basically on a quest to meet the Red Goddess. The Red Goddess is some sort of deity in this zone, and this is your basic goal. You're going to find her and do what she wants you to do to try to escape, I suppose? Is it scary? Well, kinda. Early on, when it's really dark, there are times that can scare the crap out of you, or me at least. I was walking around in the dark with a torch. The torch went out, and then something attacked me. The rumble in my controller when this happened, it jumped off the charts. I didn't think the controller could shake that much. It was also in the middle of the day. I almost dropped the controller, it caught me off guard so bad. It's got a creepy ambiance, and there are some definite scares, I think, and you can get killed pretty quick if you're not paying attention. The scary parts of the game, some of them wear off over time. Not all of them, but some. I'm not that deep into this one. Like I said, I think I'm over halfway, and I feel like this one's going to be a slog to get through. It's really hard to want to dig deeper into this game just based on how it started. It's slow, and it doesn't do a lot, at least for a while, I guess. It makes it hard to want to boot it up. The initial technical problems really bothered me on this game too. It seemed that some of the other releases have improvements in this way, but I'm not going to buy this game again. I bought this one. There's nothing in this game that I've seen so far that is so great that makes me want to try it on another system. Also, early on, the video in the game jumps from time to time. It's very strange. The visuals will move from an active to a passive experience suddenly without warning. Or maybe you'll be teleported into a new area. It's weird. It's even hard to describe. I'm running down a hall being chased, and then suddenly the graphics fade and I'm now in a room where I'm not being chased anymore. It's like I've jumped scenes. It's hard to understand what's going on. Maybe they're trying to pass some of this off as a dreamlike experience, but it didn't really feel that way to me. Not really. And it happened so early on, like early first level type stuff. I was just walking down a tunnel, and then suddenly I jump or teleport forward. It seemed like a technical glitch. And I'm not a fan of things that happen on screen that aren't controllable and are confusing. I'm also bummed when I see areas in front of me that logically look like you can maybe step over them or climb over them, like a rock or a branch, but they don't let you. That is really frustrating to me. I guess I hoped this game was going to give me more, something different, and I'm not sure how much longer I'm willing to dedicate my time to trying to get further into this. I am possessing demons, but that ability doesn't give me a better understanding of what's going on in the game just yet. It's just another obstacle to worry about. Maybe this type of sneaking adventure is your thing. Sure, if you like stealthy games, I can see this being in that ballpark for sure. It might be worth your try. For me, it's been a tough one to get through. Well, that's all I have today for Agony for the Xbox One. It's a gruesome horror game that I'm really trying to get deeper into. Thanks for watching, and if this is your type of video, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff, and hope to catch you on another video.